They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
And ABC News did reach out to the city
They're
manager.
eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I kid you not. I spent the majority of my afternoon having to explain to grown American adults why it's wrong to do blood sacrifices with the ducks, the swans, and the geese at our local parks. Now, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we have grown-ass American adults that seem to not understand why it's wrong to kill the birds at your local neighborhood parks. And the reality of what's happening here is that a lot of these people believed the mainstream media. They believed the mainstream media lies, and now they feel stupid because an overwhelming amount of evidence has been dropped on their head. So now they're going from, oh, this isn't happening at all, to, yeah, okay, it's happening, but it's not wrong. Why do you care? Why do you see a problem with this? I literally saw one comment that brought up Duck Dynasty, a reality show from like 10 years ago. Somehow Duck Dynasty is being compared to Haitian immigrants doing voodoo rituals with people's pets. Somehow grown adults in America are pretending to not know the difference between legally hunting ducks and snatching ducks out of the parks that your kids play in, snatching animals out of our neighborhood public parks, apartment complexes, and business complexes. It's really just, I can't even find a word for it. Because I know for a fact that the people that I'm having these conversations with know better. Some of you watching this video right now, you know better. You know damn good and well that there's a big difference between legally hunting animals and killing and doing ritual sacrifices with the animals in our public parks. But of course, no matter how much truth is out there, some people will still be in denial. But you want to know who's not in denial anymore? A duck rescuer from Springfield, Ohio. She has spoken out now. And she says that she is alarmed by the amount of ducks, goose, geese, you name it, that are going missing from the parks in Springfield, Ohio. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into this information. I'm a duck rescuer in Ohio. Since the Springfield migrants eating pets rumor started, my phone's been ringing off the hook. A duck rescuer who has spent nearly a decade saving and rehoming wild geese in Ohio has been inundated with calls from concerned Springfield residents amid allegations migrants are eating wild birds. Lisa Montgomery was shocked when she discovered the unusual amount of birds which have disappeared in the region and now has serious concerns that they're being murdered for food. Lisa said the sheer number of birds disappearing of late has far exceeded past summers in the region. She's been rescuing ducks and geese throughout Ohio for nearly 10 years, having owned and operated Mid-Ohio Waterfowl Rescue since 2015. I want to pause right there. So now we have a woman whose job it is, right? This is what her life is dedicated to. Taking care of the waterfowl, the birds, the ducks, the geeses, the gooses. This is her job. This is what she's dedicated her life to. And she's speaking out saying, wait, folks, this is a very real problem. She says that she is very alarmed by all of the birds that are suddenly going missing in this area. But we're not supposed to believe her. We're supposed to believe the mainstream media, right? We're not supposed to believe the woman who's dedicated her life to saving these birds. I'm supposed to believe some dumb idiot on social media who's basically regurgitating mainstream media talking points. No, I think I'm going to believe the lady who dedicated her life to this issue. Let's go ahead. I have, over the years, had many people reach out from the Springfield area recently with concerns of ducks and geese being murdered for food. I do have serious concerns over the issue, and I do believe it to be true. Lisa said that the warmer months, May to July in particular, are when native birds like Canada geese and mallards are at their most vulnerable because they're going through an annual molt. Recently, she's been inundated by Springfield residents concerned about the mounting rumors that the animals are being stolen and killed by migrants. Local police say they have no verified reports of such behavior. Now, I want to pause right there. Local police are claiming they have no reports of the behavior. We have already uncovered that they do indeed have reports of the behavior. They're just not trying to tell us the truth about what's happening. So understand, in the communities where this is happening all across America, we're working against law enforcement who is covering this up, because there's a lot of money being spread around, right? So law enforcement has basically been given the order to stand down and turn a blind eye to these problems. There's 911 calls happening all the time, not just in Springfield, Ohio, even down in Houston, Texas, where people are noticing this problem and the police aren't even showing up to the 911 calls. And when they do, sometimes it's days later, literally. But let's go forward. Lisa, however, said she's had numerous people reach out to me about the situation, wanting me to help the remaining birds that were recently dumped before their fate is the same as their cousins. It is a very disturbing situation, and even more disturbing ones are laughing and making jokes about it. I want to pause right here once again. So the police claim they're not getting any calls about this, right? We know that's a lie for a fact. We've already exposed that. But you want me to believe that Lisa, the duck rescuer, she's getting calls every day, right? But no one's calling the police? Do you really think that when someone sees something like this happening, you think that they're calling up Lisa first? Or do you think they call the police? They call the police more than likely, but the police do zero about it. Not only are they doing zero about it, they're pretending like it's not a problem to save their own asses. But Lisa, right here, is exposing what's really going on. And like she says, she's upset that people are laughing about this very real problem. Now me, I have a dark sense of humor. I understand the humor in things, but I'm not laughing about this happening. Some people are laughing because they think that this is so over the top, right? They're uneducated, they're uninformed, they don't understand that this is how these people operate. They claim to be all about cultural awareness and cultural enrichment, but they know nothing about the culture when it comes to these people who are being shipped here from Haiti. I know about the culture, and we'll talk more about the culture in the future. But right now, let's get back to what Lisa was saying. Lisa also noted swaths of Ohio have a broader and more ongoing problem of people buying and then discarding domestic ducks in local parks as well. These ducks and geese have been domesticated and are not equipped to survive in the wild on their own. It's an ongoing issue all over the U.S., and I would assume other countries as well. While there has been a dramatic increase in disappearing birds based on Lisa's experience, she said that she does not necessarily always mean that they're being stolen and murdered. She said initially she had expected that this phenomenon would be a result of predators in the area. But upon further consideration, Lisa said that the timing just does not stack up. Predators and predation is also a real thing, but not at the rate that the birds have been disappearing. Predators tend to come and attack these birds more often in the winter months when the ponds freeze and the birds don't have protection. So understand, folks, Lisa here, she doesn't have an agenda. She's just worried about the birds. She's not worried about the political aspect or anything. And she has done her best to try to explain this problem away. But using her common sense, using what she knows, she can't blame this on random predators. She can't blame this on other problems because the problem is very evident. The problem is very clear. Regardless of how many people try to deny it, it's just a fact. It's sad. It's scary. It's alarming. I get it. A lot of you all don't understand why it's happening. I'm not going to sit here and say I fully understand why it's happening, but it's happening. It's happening, folks. And you know it's bad when the wildlife experts and the animal rescuers have to come out and be like, hey guys, you should stop laughing. This is a real problem that we're having to deal with. Because you know that these type of people, they don't want to be wrapped up in what's going on right now with this conversation, with this problem, because it's turned into a political issue and they just want to tackle it from, the perspective of an expert, from the perspective of someone who's out here rescuing ducks. But now this woman is under attack because the delusional idiots who still refuse to believe that this is a real problem, they're accusing her of lying and being a conspiracy theorist too. And she has nothing to do, like I said, with the political aspect of this. I don't even think she really wanted to have to interject herself in this situation, but she was kind of forced to because she's been doing this for over a decade and all the birds in her area are vanishing. And she has tried to explain it away, in other ways, and it's just not adding up. Nothing's working, nothing's adding up. So she's had to admit, yeah, there's a problem. People are stealing and eating the ducks and birds. But they're not just eating them. I want people to understand that a lot of these Haitian immigrants, they're given thousands of dollars in food stamps. These people aren't going hungry. They're killing them for the blood and stuff, and they're using it for religious purposes. And I'm sorry if that offends you, but it doesn't offend the people of Haiti. This is what they actually believe in and what they practice. Now, that's not to say that every single Haitian practices voodoo. No, some of them are Christian as well. So I'm not here to say that every single Haitian practices voodoo, but it does dominate, most of the culture over there. And when you bring people straight from a war-torn country filled with civil war, where people are literally eating other people on the streets, and you drop them off in Ohio, you can expect them to live like native Ohioans, or however you want to call it, or however you want to say it. But for some reason, the only thing I keep thinking about right now is Steve Irwin. R.I.P. the freaking crocodile hunter. He would have never allowed this to happen. I think that Steve Irwin is our only hope. Unfortunately, he got killed by a stingray. But if he was still here, if Steve Irwin was still here, none of this would be happening, folks. Because if you're not going to believe me, if you're not going to believe the freaking goose experts that's out here saving the ducks, you would believe Steve Irwin. Because Steve Irwin knows the truth. And Steve Irwin is looking down on us right now, angry about how these animals are being treated. And I say that half jokingly, but yeah. There's nothing really to joke about when it comes to this situation, because if this was happening to our pets, if it was happening to the ducks in our neighborhoods, I don't think we would be laughing about it. But soon enough, we will know how the people of Springfield, Ohio feel. We will know how the people of Houston, Texas feel. We will know the feeling all too well, because it's coming to a park near you. But for now, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.